Hello friends, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. And recently I have been extensively working on agents, and I have developed a table booking agent at a restaurant which helps you book a table, join a wait list, and provide information about a particular restaurant. So let's see how it works. So I'll say book a table. It will ask, I can book a table, but I'll need date of reservation, time window, your name and mobile number and number of people. So I'll say tomorrow at 8 p.m. 5 people, and I'll hit enter. Let's see what happens. It say I'll still need your name and mobile number. I'll say Raj 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Since we have said tomorrow, the large language model doesn't understand tomorrow, so it will first fetch the current date. I'm not sure, it was unable to capture my name, so I'll say my name is Raj. Yeah, my bad. It is asking for name of the restaurant which we did not provide. I'll say Taj Hotel. Yeah, you can see it has again called the tool to get the current date. Then it has called a tool called get table availability. These were the arguments passed, and it says we have a seat available at Taj. Would you like to confirm that? So it says I have confirmed that we have seats available at Taj for this date and this time. It says, shall I proceed with booking? I'll say yes. And it says your booking is confirmed because it has called a tool save booking. These were the argument passed, and we have a beautiful response that your table is booked, and here is the fake booking ID, and enjoy your dining experience. You can see how natural this feels. So let's see how I have built it. So I have two things, backend and frontend. The backend is written in Python FastAPI. The frontend is written in Next.js TypeScript. There is only one thing here in the frontend, that is inside app we have page.tsx. This page.tsx is actually written by Claude code. I have prompt Claude code to write this because I have very limited experience doing front end stuff, but most of the code is written by Claude and I have done some tweaking. So whatever you see here on the front end side, these things were done by Claude and I have done just some tweaking to it. So this is the front end part. Also there is a .env file which has two things, backend URL and backend API key. So the backend is protected by API key. So when it finds the correct API key, it only generates the answer. And now here is the interesting part. Let's look into the backend itself. So we have this run.py which runs the application. Under src we have config which reads all the configuration, and you can see we are using GPT-4o mini from OpenAI. Then we have main.py. This main.py is our FastAPI application. We have some cores and we have two routes, health route an agent route. So let's go into routes. Health route is just saying that everything is working fine. Agent route, here all the magic happens. So we have our router and a route chat. Here we receive two things, agent chat request. So this is pydantic model for agent chat request. We have query, chat history and user ID. This agent chat request, we first convert it into formatted chat history. So if you see here, we have format chat history because OpenAI understands specific format of the messages. So we format the messages into role user, role assistant, role system, and all those have content. So I'm using LangGraph messages, human, system, any message and AI message. So you can see I have system message, human message, AI message. Finally the user's query as a human message, and I return type using any message, return the formatted messages. Then create the model to interact with our OpenAI GPT-4o mini. Then I start with empty tool list. I have 4 tools. So let's specifically look into this tool. This tool has a specific way of expressing itself. You can see here I have a class which says current time tool, which inherits base tool from LangChain core, and we have 2 variables, name and description. From this the agent understands the nature of the tool. Then you need to implement 2 methods, underscore run and underscore asynchronous run. This is for asynchronous running and this is for synchronous running, and we are returning a string which is our current date. But if you look into these 3, join waitlist, save booking and table availability, you will find more details. So let's say your tool needs certain variables to be extracted before the agent calls the tool. So those goes into the input pydantic model, and you need to provide the description so that the agent understands what kind of variable is. Then you create the tool, you provide the argument schema, provide the name and description. Then again it has run and asynchronous run. Here obviously you are calling your own APIs or any third-party APIs to fetch real-time information. The same way we have join waitlist and save booking. At this point it does fake saving and joining waitlist. Then if we go back here into the agent, we add all the tools into the tools section. Now here this thing at this point saving some memory so that our large language model call can have some token discount. Then I'm using LangChain create react agent. I provide the model, tools and check pointer, the memory. This is our agent executor. Since I'm using streaming, I provide or I create generate asynchronous function and call the agent executor aStream method, provide the things, and I look for different events to happen. For example, if we have tool call, then we will have tool name and tool arguments. Then if tool call was successful, then we will have tool content as well. And if agent have response, then we will have the summarized response from agent as well. So this React agent works in a way that it receives the information, it has access to tools, it calls the tool based on the need, it may call multiple tools one by one, and then generate the final response. So this is how you can build an agent. If you want to build an agent for different kind of application, what you need to do is that you need to change the tools that has been used in this case, and you can change the tools with your use case, then it should work for you as well. If you build an agent from this structure, then please let me know in the comment section. If you face running these code on your local machine, you can also comment in this video. I'll surely get back to you. So I guess this is it from my side. I hope you have gained some knowledge and insights about how to build agents. And if you do so, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps. Thank you for watching. Feel the music, enjoy the life. Peace.